This is Bella Talks, where we talk about fitness, fashion, finance, and life. And I am your host, K Bella, and I have world-renowned, can I say that?
Sure.
World-renowned author on the show, Cornel Bunting. Welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you. This is like, we have a celebrity in the building on second season.
Listen, you have no idea how excited I am to be here. This is amazing. We've been having fun all week, people. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
been having fun. She came through last night at the night market. Oh my goodness, it was amazing.
Yeah, I had fun at the night market. That's
good.
something that they should do. Are they going to be doing it often?
I think they're going to be doing it often.
And it's at the Collaboratory.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bought a pizza and waited 30 minutes.
Okay,
people.
we're not doing that.
Saying,
and how small was it when you finally got
No, they didn't give me a pizza. It was just the wrong pizza. Couldn't eat the pizza, people. Could not eat the pizza.
And then when they gave you the right one, it was like this.
It was so small, 4 slices. I think the 4 slices could make half of a regular size pizza. Oh, it was terrible. I'm not gonna throw you guys under the bus though. It's okay.
Oh my God.
Because you did enjoy the one that they screwed up.
Yes, it was really good.
They put meat in it, people.
And you can't eat meat. Well, as you can see, I have on this hat, Dunbar Festival. We teamed up with Black History Committee, and we did the Juneteenth get together at Clementi Park. It was a very, very good turnout. And I was just happy to be a part of it. It was a lot of good vibes, good people. It was just a good thing. We missed you out there, but I know you had to work.
I know.
Yeah.
Had to be Naples. So,
Yeah. I mean, life goes on. You gotta do what you gotta do.
We'll make that other paper.
Yeah.
The other paper.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Of course.
Oh, what they say, the other bag.
Yeah, make the bag.
Make the bag.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I would consider myself a published author and a motivational speaker. I do have an accent, so if you guys hear some words that come out that didn't really form correctly, that's the possibility of why that is.
So, where is the accent from? Like, where are you from?
It's a mixture of Jamaica, England. Born Jamaica, did a lot of running around in England with my aunt. Because, my dad decided to sell the house with us when I was probably 7 years old. So we went from 100 to 0 in like a week and a half.
Really?
It was serious. From eating good food to going to the roadside to look for mangoes, peel to eat. It was rough. It got dark real quick, people.
What?
Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. My dad was mad at my mom for something she did, which my mom passed earlier last year. Well, she passed in December. I buried her in January. So I don't want to, Mom, rest your soul, I don't want to put her stuff out there.
Right.
But Mom violated people. My dad decided, you know what? Everyone suffered the consequences. Sold the house. Sold the house, people.
Right under your feet.
Listen, lady came, knocked the door. She said, I'm the new owner. You guys have 2 weeks. That was it. Mom had to get a truck. Her mom had a house that was a 1-bedroom house. Everything was in that 1-bedroom house. Kitchen, bedroom, everything is in the one spot. It was, I don't know, 9 of us in there. It was brutal. So
wow. So that was in Jamaica, and then you had to transition over to London.
Yeah, my aunt was like, no, I can't have my nephew living like that.
So how was it? Like when you left from Jamaica into London, what was the age?
Oh, I was like 8. So it got lovely again, because, we had to get proper, the uniforms and respect the culture and how, when you go to school, you got to make sure your attire is clean.
Right.
Your shoes is shine.
Right.
Oh, they check everything. It was brutal, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I learned so much, and then got into English literature. And then fell in love with this 19th century poet named Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and I don't know, I got caught up in that, and I just had this vibe to want to write. So I was writing in school, went back to Jamaica, finished high school, and I saw this girl. I know.
It's always a girl.
It's always a girl.
It's always a girl.
So there was this girl, and I liked the girl, and I was like, you know what? I want to find how I could be liked by this girl. So I found out she was in drama, and she was like, for you to hang out with me, you got to be in drama class.
Oh.
So, and at the time I was on the soccer team. So my coach was like, what are you doing? You're missing practice. What's going on? I'm like, you know, coach, I kind of have a liking for this thing right now. So I got into drama and I got into writing. Never really got her. Never really got the girl.
So she made you do all of that and didn't even try to...
I think she was going to try, but then the instructor, she took a liking to me. So it kind of... I know. It could get messy, baby. I'm sorry.
No, you already there, so you might as well just go ahead and keep going. You already at the road. You might as well just go ahead.
I'm not even going to put your thing out there like that. But anyway, she took a liking to me. You know, we got involved, and I think my potential girlfriend.
You had a good grade.
Oh, my grade was amazing. It was beautiful. I was writing for the school. I was writing plays. My plays would get picked to go in the competition. It was beautiful. You can't beat that. It was like, I didn't look at the cons. I was just looking at the pros. So
right.
It was just beautiful. I'm like, you know what? There's all these pros guys, and they're like, dude, we don't know you right now, but we work through it. We work through it, but you know what though? I gotta say, like, I wish I had took my writing seriously back then, because when I got out, I was like, I didn't really know any author that was making bread. Like, you know, I was like,
right.
This ain't it. I went into teaching. But I didn't like teaching. I was in like, there was one day I gave the class this midterm test. And I think I had, 27 kids in the class. 15 of them passed. I'm like, I don't understand. Was you guys not listening to me? Like, what happened? I'm up here like talking. This is a workout. So my feelings was hurt, you know, and they were apologizing. But I'm like, it's already done. So... And then I had to lie about my age when I go to workshops and stuff. I'm like, this is terrible. Like,
oh my God, so you were literally like...
I was a teacher, but I was 17.
And this all happened because of your encounter?
Well, I mean, that, and then, you know, I had performed very well in a lot of my grades and my CXC subjects. So
they were like, okay,
yeah,
well... I
got a job as a teacher. So that was my 17. First job.
Wow.
But it was boring, people. So I wanted to meet people, and I had a friend. He was like, yo, bro, I know this resort that, you know, you could really fit in because of your personality. And I was like, okay. So I went for the interview. This is no joke. I went for the interview, and I just started smiling. I was so excited because the place looked beautiful. I'm like, I was just picturing myself working there. And the lady that was interviewing me, she was so taken to my smiling. She was like, when can you start? We didn't even really have an interview. Like, she was like, when can you start?
You're trying to make it...
I was just laughing, and she liked the way I was laughing. Like, she was like, we need that at the front. We need that.
Energy.
Yeah.
Just a ball of energy.
Oh yeah, I'm like, listen, I'll start working today. She's like, really? What's your size? Gave her my size, made a call, had the guys come. I was working 3 o'clock that day. It was beautiful. went there at 1 o'clock for an interview.
They just was like, we'll hire you because of your smile, and
listen.
then they were fitting you at 3 o'clock.
They were happy with their decision because, you know, I ended up working out. I got a lot of comments, you know. It was that guy. It was the plug. The plug. I just got to say. I mean, the plug wasn't in back then, but, you know, when they come, they're like, we want to find Cornel. We heard Cornel is the one. Whatever you need, you find Cornel. That was me. I was that dude. I knew everything. It doesn't matter what you wanted. I got you. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I was that dude. It was beautiful.
So we kind of got into the whole writing, but it was over
a synopsis.
Yeah, just a clips of it was over a girl, and then you end up having with your instructor. But after you got a little taste of writing, what made you continue to keep on with writing?
So it's the craziest thing, people. I did not keep on writing.
Oh,
so
you didn't?
I literally went into hospitality. I liked it. I was making so much money. I was like my first fancy car. I was able to walk into a dealership, buy it cash, and the dude was looking at me like, bro, you don't even look like a drug dealer. Like, where you get all this money? But, you know, I was like, you know, bro, like, I'm that dude. If you go to the resort and you ask for Cornel, there's a 95% chance it's going to be me. So, you know. But it was beautiful. And so I was liking that. And so I got caught up in that world for like the 16 years.
Really?
Because I was at Crown. Crown sold to the U.S. Embassy. And then they sent me to Captive Island to South Seas Resort. So that's how I came to America. And I really liked it over there. And then Charlie happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Destroyed the island. So, you know, everything was discombobulated. But I wanted to stay because I was making so much. I would just go back home for like maybe a month or two, party, then come back, work, go back, party. So I was like, okay, what does this look like now? Because at the time I didn't have there was no resort that was, and that was all like I was liking, you know, like that's what I wanted to do. And so, but in school though, I had a degree in technical drawing. So I knew how to do technical drawing. So I went to New York. It was this girl I married to get my green card.
Now you always like dropping all these plugs. And it's almost like you just keep on going with the story. Like, that's no big deal. Like, I just found somebody to marry to get my green card, but we're going to keep going on with this story. We're going to roll over that and keep going. Like that.
It's very interesting. I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat.
We got to just kind of roll. Actually, you know what, guys? I'm going to tell you what happened. So, in Captiva, like, if you don't have like a guy that knows how to talk, there's a possibility he has more than one girl. If you don't have no girl at all, it means your game is terrible. I'm just putting that out there. So anyway, I was the guy, and then there's this girl that like, she was like, yo, I need that dude. She was a very aggressive girl. It was the first time I had a white girl pursue me so aggressively. And I don't know, I was kind of turned on by it, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this girl a chance. She fought a girl that was 6'2", people. Beat her up.
What?
I'm like, yo. And she was like 5'3", 5'4". She was not even tall. I was like, listen, because, you know, back in high school, I remember I had my 9th grade girlfriend beat up my 11th grade girlfriend.
Why you got all these girls fighting over you? It's giving very much you just sit back and be like the best girl wins.
You know, I did say that, but then
what?
I did, but what happened was both of them ended up staying. So
wait a minute.
Oh yeah, they did. So it kind of took me back, like, you know, to high school when I saw her did that, and I'm like, yo, I might have a vibe with this girl. She got some hands on her.
So basically, rebel rawness,
Yeah.
grunge, all that, like being rogue just excites you. Like, oh, she literally beat this girl up in my honor.
You know, it was one of them things that was so impressive to me. I'm like, you know what? I got to roll with it. You know, when you got to roll with the punches, I had to roll with the punches. So, but it gets crazier. So I didn't really want to marry her because I knew I just wanted my green card. So I didn't want to hurt her feelings because I was
But
like,
I thought you said that she was like somebody that you could roll with. So
well,
you could learn to.
This is true. But you know, when you marry someone, it's like a business agreement that you have decided to make. And so I didn't really want to make that type of agreement. I was having fun, you know, like, so in captivity, like anyone could tell you that was then, you know, around me back then. So I had this white boy. His dad is very rich. So his dad spoiled him. He didn't know how to spend money. So his dad got him a job at the island to learn how to use money. So he was always by my side. He was just on me. So his dad came one time and he met me and he's like, you know, my son really like you, you know, can you protect him? Cause whatever. I'm like, sure. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna rent you guys this house. So he rent us a house, pay like $6,500 a month, rent the house for a whole year. Gave us a Hummer, a Beamer, a Viper, a yacht. So we were spoiled people. My guy went and got
How do you find these people?
Listen, I'm telling you.
I need to go to like resorts or something.
It was beautiful. What? My dude went and got a stripping pole, put it in the middle of the living room. And we went to Hooters. And so he told the girls that I'm a rapper. Because, you know, I had this one chain. It had like this, it was a whole entire dog. It was like this gold chain with a whole pit bull on it, like the whole entire pit bull, head, body, everything.
Right.
No one never seen that before.
Charm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like, so he was like, yeah, I'm his manager. You know, he's a rapper. They believe people. And we had like 6 Hooters girls just rotating, you know, on any given night at the crib.
Hooters or lookers?
No, Hooters. What is lookers again?
Lookers is the strip club.
Oh yeah, no.
Hooters is like the
girls
chicken.
that wear the little orange shorts. Yep.
So they were coming to the house.
Oh yeah.
On the pole.
Oh yeah, man. Them girls were going hard. I knew them girls wanted the stripper job, but I guess they were doing better at Hooters, so it was okay. So we were having fun.
Wow.
So when this girl kind of came in the mix, it was impressive, but I kind of still wanted to have my fun. So I went to Connecticut because my dad lives in Connecticut, and I decided, my dad found a girl. He said, we're going to pay her $8,000 to marry. So I'm like, okay, boom. So I went up there. My friend opened up his big mouth because, you know, my girl was like, I can't find Cornel. Like, he not respond to none of my calls, nothing. Like, I don't. So he told her, oh yeah, he went to Connecticut to go get married to some girl. And she was devastated. She went off. So somehow she found my dad's number. Because I don't remember if I turned my phone off or my phone. I don't know what happened with my phone. Why she couldn't connect with me. But she called my dad. And she's like, you listen up. I love that dude that you have as your son. I mean, I cannot let you have him go marry someone else. I need to marry. I'll give him his green card and he doesn't have to pay no money. She said that, my dad was sold, people. I was like, yep, that's $8,000 back in her pocket. We good. So called the wedding off, came back to Florida. Gotta let you guys know right now, brace yourself. It was the worst mistake I've made. I'm just saying. No, you know what? Let me take that back. Because I had 2 beautiful boys out of the whole situation. But I'm telling you, this girl brought me so much challenges. Like, it kind of helped me shape me into the man I am today. Like, just understanding all those moving parts of a woman that come with the emotions and all these things. Right. Oh, it was brutal. But Because and the crazy thing, so when the hurricane happened, I went up north because she didn't tell her parents that we were married. It was like a secret.
Right.
And I'm up there, I don't know, maybe like 2 months. And I'm calling her phone and some dude answer her phone. Now here I am now because I'm up there behaving myself, because I'm like, yo, this girl really she showed up.
Right. So now
I'm
you
like,
try to be good.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be good, all these things. And then this dude answer her phone like, yeah, bro, I'm her dude.
What?
Yeah, it was so devastating, people. I'm crying. I'm all emotional.
How you gonna be crying when you didn't even like this girl in the first place?
No.
And then now
because I was devoted. So
what?
So I'm crying.
So you're crying over somebody that you didn't really like.
Well, you gotta remember
like
we got married though. But
you got married because of your green card. She literally was like, I'll do everything you want me to do because I want him. But you were just looking for citizenship.
This is true, but for me, I was like, yo, she showed me all that. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna show it back to her. I got you, babe. It's me, you, me. Man, listen. This dude answered the phone. It shattered everything. I'm crying. And out of nowhere, man, I tell you, my cousin slapped me so hard. Like, dude, what are you doing? Crying over some stupid white girl. It was like, he said that. I'm just saying what he said. You girls are not stupid. I'm just saying. But he put me in check. And he was like, listen, bro, you got to tighten up. Get you a girl. So he did get me a girl. She had a clothing store in Manhattan. And that girl helped me to come back to Florida because I still had to come back to get my papers. So I still had to go with her to go do the interview, get all this stuff done. Right. They saw us the minute they look at us.
They were like,
they're like, yeah, you guys is not a real marriage. They denied me. I was so heartbroken. And then the guy was like, we're going to put you on the investigation where we're going to have, like an inspector come to the house.
Right.
And you got to have this, you got to have that, and you got to put her name in this, and I got to put her name in the account, put her on the car. I had to do all that stuff. Mind you, I'm so mad at this girl now because I'm like, yo, I thought we had something beautiful and you ruined that. And now I got to take you back after you did all that. So, but yeah, so I had to do that. And so with that, she got crafty. But I didn't know this until afterwards. You know what? I'm not going to put that out there because I don't know if my boy's going to hear this and be like, yo, Dad!
Oh, my goodness.
But it was crazy, people. She was crafty. And two boys came out of the situation. When my first son was born, everything the immigration told me to do,
right,
they look at none of it. They saw my son, looked at me, gave me my green card. Ain't this...
That means that you are having a relationship.
Yeah. So they locked that in. So now they're like, so the guy was like, okay, well, if you stay with her for 3 more years, you can go and get your citizenship. And I wanted to go back to college, get my degree here and all this stuff because I wanted to open my own business. Because and I got to tell you guys this, don't never let no people tell you can't do something when it sounds too massive among the people that you are. So I was around these guys and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna get my degree, I'm gonna open my company, I'm gonna become a citizen. This guy was like, that will never happen. Take that off of your mind right now, you. That will never happen. And he was like, I've been here 16 years and he's paying all these things and all this thing. And I'm like, okay. So I got motivated from him discouraging me all that stuff. And
you had the I show you.
Show you. Yeah. So, so my citizenship happened in 2011. Then I opened my security company. And guess who came looking for a job 6 months after my company was open?
The one that said you couldn't do it.
And he came in and he was like, man, You showed me, bruh. You showed me, and I hired him. I had him at
Ain't that
location. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's one of them things. But in when all that was going on, there was a lot of challenges happening as well with my boy's mom, and I couldn't wait to get out of that marriage. So we got divorced after I got my citizenship, and then we still kind of tried, because for the kids, she was like, you should at least try them, change all these things.
Right.
Like, man, but none of it worked. I took her back 5 times. I know. I wanted to do it for the kids, people. It was never about me.
Oh, here we go. It's never about it's always the kids.
It was the kids. It was the kids. But the whole security situation, I was moving too fast. And my competitors didn't like that my company was moving that fast. And so they found my weakest link that I had in my head that he was my strongest link.
Right.
Because this guy was getting jobs everywhere. Well, he took the money and he fabricated a story, so I gave him money to go kidnap someone, kill them, all this thing. So then, I remember because some of my guys, that I had up to like 37 security that I was working for. Some of them are actually in the MMA now, and those fight-ins. I had good built guys that was just solid. Like they represented me. They made 3P security look good. I had locations from here to Miami. It was a nice 6-figure income, in the middle for the year. And so, but I wasn't paying attention to my calling. And I think that's that's how I look at when this whole situation happened with me getting arrested, being accused of, the 16 counts of felony charges that I was faced with, because 8 was on the solicitation, 8 was on the conspiracy, and
that was a part of the story that the guy said, or was this something else?
No. So the guy, they paid him to say, hey, Cornel hired you to go kill someone.
Wow.
So he just created a story saying, yeah, we were supposed to go tie them up, do all these things, it was crazy. So they put a hold on my bond, so I couldn't even bond out. I think the bond was like at $1 million something, but it was hold, so I couldn't bond out. They took my passport, and I sat there.
Wow, this is crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. It gets crazy. So, we did 14 pre-conference trial, but going back, shout out to my attorney. You know who you are. It's a beautiful thing. He was like, give me 45 grand to retain. To retain him, I had to give him 45.
Oh my God.
And then I had to pay him $250 an hour. This happened for 3 years.
What?
And people was like, yo, why you haven't sued but that's a whole nother show, people. I'm giving you a synopsis right now of the whole thing. And so basically move forward to the 3 years, the case became the oldest case. And they started to pressure them like, yo, let him take a plea deal. And they were like, yo, you could go to prison for 5 years, come back, and you have your life back. Like, you don't tell a grown man that's educated some foolishness like that. Come on, bruh. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So they were upset with me that I wasn't taking a plea deal because they didn't want to go to trial. They were like, it's too expensive. I'm like, what about the money that I've been losing? Because maybe the first 4 months in jail, I had already lost $160,000. And no one wanted to take my company and continue running it. So I was like, I got to shut it down.
Right.
So I closed the company. I ended up losing over $400,000. But I was so mad, and I was telling someone like the media tarnished my name so crazy that when I went to jail, it worked in my favor. Because the guy, so in jail, all these dudes watches the news.
Right.
So whatever criminal activity you've done, they know you can't go in there and lie, say, oh yeah, I did this.
Right.
No. They already know what you did. So you either gonna be, there's two set of guys in jail. The guys that beat up the guys and the guys that get to beat up. So it just depends on what type of crime you in, and you go in there, determine what that look like for you. Now, when I tell you these dudes, man, they be beating on these boys. It's brutal in there. So when I went in there, they had me as a dangerous man. Because, you know, they said I had the body bags, the zip ties, all these things. And
I feel like there's a hole in this story.
Yo.
Because we went from, you had a security company.
Yeah.
You had somebody working for you.
Yeah.
They got paid to say that you paid them to kill, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then, boom, we go straight into, you got 16 counts of whatever.
Yeah.
There's a loophole somewhere.
Somewhere is a loop, huh?
Yes. But I'm gonna let you keep fast forwarding.
It's as how you hear it is how it is. Like, people are like, yo, how do they treat you like as if you're guilty without even proving your innocence, you know? And because I was treated like that. The whole thing, so bring back just a little bit so to help you fill that little gap that you want to fill. I did a contract. I did 3 contracts with one family. They had hookah lounges and they had a club. They had a cousin that was into these boat stuff, vessel boats and stuff. And this guy, this was how they were able to get a story fabricated, because there was this guy that the cousin gave money to do an engine. And he didn't do it. He took the money. So when they hired me for the locations, they were trying to put it like they hired me to go get this guy. So they used that. They used that to run with that, and then they get this Jamaican cop. Like, I was so disappointed with this Jamaican cop. Because they're like, so like in like our Jamaican language, you know, we talk about like a joke thing. Like, so a joke thing is like something that don't take it serious. That's a joke thing, you know? Right. This dude gonna try to tell him, oh, he said that's a coke thing. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. But anyway, so they were running with that. And okay, so I think one of the reasons too why they were like on me, like they wanted to put me away or whatever it was. I had sold a Porsche that I had, and the guy, he never took my name off the title. And he got pulled over coming from Miami with drugs in his car. And so, but you know, the mayor, he took care of that. Shout outs to the, you know, Mayor Anderson. I can put his name out there. But anyways, that's the other mayor before this mayor. And so that kind of got crazy, but they were trying to tie in a lot of these things. They're like, yo, he's like a drug kingpin. They were trying to put something together. Yes. And so with the whole fabricated with story with what that looked like, they were like, okay, I think he was trying to, you know, do some coke business and all these things. So it didn't pay out for them though, because they didn't have no proof. It was just going on what this guy said, and they were so at my orientation where I was talking to my guys, like the locations that I'm gonna be sending them, they were trying to use that as the conspiracy part of the charges. And the guy that they say we were gonna get, he had 7 other people that worked for it. So each of those persons is a charge.
Wow.
So that's how they mount up to the 16 felony charges. That fill the gap for you?
Yes. And I'm pretty sure the listeners too, because they're probably going to be like, well, what is going on?
Yeah, so it was crazy, man, and I'm grateful to my attorney for how he did what he did. He worked for every penny that he charged me, people, and I'm not mad on, you know, all the money that, you know, I lost to that. Because the way he did it on the 3rd day of trial, because, you know, we had picked jewelry, And I was nervous about the jury because I didn't really have, I think I had maybe one person that was my color.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was brutal. So I was nervous because I was like, I don't know. But you know, in my head I'm saying, if God want me in prison, he'll put me there. I can't look at it no other way because I didn't do nothing to go to prison. So you know, I wasn't nervous too much. But the way they were pressing it, I got nervous because the first state attorney that was on the case, he never lost the case. So I was like, ooh, and he was going hard. He was going really hard, but then he saw that I wasn't breaking. And so he stepped down from the case and he gave it to someone else. And I was like, okay. But I was getting broke. I used my kids' college money.
Oh my word.
That's why my son is in the army right now. But he's in Germany, he's doing great, he's an engineer. But I had those talk with him. I said, listen guys, I had to use you guys' money to fight for my innocence. You know, so we got to trial the third day, and he just asked, the first question he asked him that same question in a different way. It's a sixth question. And it put him in a headspace to vent. He was talking about he didn't like the locations I was putting him, they were too boring. He wanted to be tasing people, you know, he wanted the action spots.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't like that I was young, you know, and I was, you know, making so much. He didn't like a lot of that stuff. And that's why he did what he did. And so my attorney said, how much they paid you? And then he said how much they paid him. And then when he said that, he's like, wait, what just happened? And everyone mouth dropped. I'm like, well, I've been told you guys this, but you guys wanted to do something else.
Okay.
But they still went to where the jury would make the final decision. So that's when the jury came out. I mean, they went back there, I don't know, 15 minutes. Felt like a couple hours.
Right.
You know,
it was fighting for your life.
Yeah, my life, you know, it's 32 years to life. Come on, guys. And so
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, you know, it just, hey. But they came out and they first charged, so they called out all 16 charges.
Good, okay.
Not guilty. And so that's how, and it felt good. And I looked at the guy and I said, I forgive you, bruh. I mean, what am I going to hold all that up with me so I can't sleep? No, I'm not doing that. That's too much stuff. But no one would hire me. So this is how, so the writing actually, because I kind of jumped so far ahead in 3 years.
Right.
While I was in jail, I needed to, So
why did you go to jail? Like, you said that they called off all 16 counts. What was, how did they get you in jail?
So remember, I was in jail first. Then they had to do pre-conference trial.
So this is the time that you were waiting up until.
Right. So I'd already did 10 months. But in that 10 months that I was there, I bought a bunch of writing pads.
Got it.
And I start writing again. Because we had a moment. So in jail, you see the light of day for 1 hour once a week. So that one day you go up to it's called a rec yard up on the roof of the building, and you see the roof. You don't even see around. You just, not the roof, you see the sky. That's it. But so one day before we went to the rec yard, a fly came in the cell. The dudes freaked out because there was nothing that could come in there, you know.
Right,
so it was
right.
So everyone was going crazy, and then for me, I got into it's like I went to another place, and it was like
from the fly.
Well, yeah, and like the fly was saying to me, same way I got in here, same way you're gonna get out. And then it was also like you were given a gift that you kind of buried it. And you need to dig it up and you need to tap back in. And so, and I was like, yo, that's what it was, you know. And so from there, I wrote 4 books in there. Like every pads that I would finish writing, I would mail it out to my friend. And I decided when this was done, I would go after getting one of the books published. And so
when you said you mailed out to your friend, How did you know that they weren't going to be able to do anything with
Because
that?
that's the one friend that was with me the whole time. Like,
Got it.
that stuck with me because she knew that it was not true.
Got
like,
it.
what was going on.
Okay.
So, so it was beautiful. I got out and that was the thing. No one would hire me because I had 16 felony charges. So I had nothing but time to just write. So I just went ham on just writing different stories, storing them in my cloud, and go from there. And then I said, you know what? What if I put out a story that talks about my story without them realizing I'm talking about my story? So I hid my grown-up story in a kid's story.
Oh, okay.
So that's what Lying with No Roar is for anyone that have got a chance to read it and be like, yo, there's more to this than what this is. And it is a 4-series book. It's just that I've had so many books been coming out, I haven't gotten a chance to put out the second edition of what that look like. But it's coming. It's coming. So, Lying with No Roar happened. Some opportunities happened. But all this started coming after they give me my passport back. Then they expunged my record.
Right.
So I was able to do some travel. I went and I did like a special for Lying with No Roar. Like I had the beard, I had the mane, like the beard was colored orange. It got me a lot of opportunities to kind of move around the world. And then from that, I decided to put out another kid's book. Then the Book of Poems. The Book of Poems was my first #1 book. Like it was #1 in the portrait category. And I was excited because it was there for a week. It was beautiful. And I was like, okay. So my literary agent was like, well, you should tell them who you are. Like introduce the author to your readers. And that's when we did the memoir, Escaping a Life Sentence.
Okay.
And then that highlight 2 major events. When I died for 16 minutes. And when I was
You just keep plugging stuff in and they're gonna want to know what that is.
Listen,
What?
I'm just telling you guys what to expect when you read Escaping a Life Sentence. So it starts out with me leaving my body and seeing my body on the floor at the church. So just bring back just a little bit again, because we were going into the books and all that stuff.
Right.
So I was very busy, but I was not getting a lot of sleep. I wasn't resting enough. I was just going. Keep listening to all these rappers talking about, I sleep when I die. Don't listen to that. That is terrible advice.
Your body needs sleep.
Your body needs sleep.
Just like you need to eat, you gotta sleep.
Oh yeah, you gotta sleep. So for me, my heart in church. I'm in church, people. The presenter is talking. 5 minutes in, I just fell out the chair. And they're like, they didn't know if I was laughing, but I wasn't moving. So they're like, oh snap, he's gone. So they were trying to, pump my chest and all this stuff. And I'm gotta tell you guys, so I'm like somewhat of a fashion guy, and I had these custom design pants that I had made for me that I was excited about, and they cut the pants me, and I was like, no, I'm good, and I'm trying to run to my body, fell through my body, people. That's all I'm gonna give you guys, because you gotta go get the book to read more about it. But that was how the whole dead experience happened. I was gone for 16 minutes. The pastor was arguing with the guy that was trying to put me in a body bag for them to roll me out of church.
So they wasn't even gonna try. They just gonna put you in a body bag.
Well, they tried. They tried. I wasn't coming back.
But
so they were like,
you can see them doing all.
Oh, I was so I saw the first part.
Is this just in the book, or is this like for real? You had like a out-of-body experience.
Oh yeah, that is for real. Yeah. So the book is a memoir. So the book is real. What is in the book actually happened. So, and I kind of tell quite a bit in the book. But me dying. So when I went to my body to tell them I'm good, I fell through my body. And I went into a room having a conversation with a guy that his face never came together. It's like that when he was talking. So
What? This is getting crazy. What?
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave the more suspense for you guys to just go get the book.
So is this the book here?
No.
That's another
The
book.
this book is the sequel to Escape on a Life Sentence. So this book, and I just, like a prison, just bought a bunch of copies, so I just signed a bunch of copies for the guys to get in the prison. So this book talks about my dark time in prison, like, you know, where my headspace was at. You know, I was in a dark place. But I didn't want to do the whole entire book talking about, you know, what that looked like. I wanted to also put material in there that would help the readers understand you can find purpose from those adversities. And so part 2 of the book, which is the second part of the book, it has 10 lessons on how to use adversity to find purpose.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so it's a self-help book, and it went #1 for a week and a half. So this is my third #1 book. So I have 3 #1 book under my belt now. I have some #2s, but they're not #1, so we don't really talk about it.
I mean, we do talk about that.
Well, you know, it's one of them things, but you know, right now we just shed some light on the #1.
Okay.
The kids' book, they've done good, you know. Line with No Roar have really done very well for me, and Nostril Adventure, I don't know. Nostril Adventure is a little shaky. It's a kids' book. That's also a video game developed for it, but that's on hold because, you know, I ended up having another son who does that. So I have 4 boys. And
Who does that?
Yeah, because my friends are like, dude, you were almost in the clear. Like, because imagine, like, you know, my 17-year-old, my 15-year-old, my 15-year-old, 3 more years, boom, clear. I'm good.
Yes.
Nope. Devil just grabbed me right in there and be like, nope, you ain't done it fatherhood yet. Look. So I have a 2-year-old, people. But he was born premature. He was born at 23 weeks. So he has some challenges. He's moving at a slower pace with his growing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that grows.
Yeah.
Right.
He's I don't know if they diagnose him with cerebral palsy, but he has a dysfunctioning growth.
Right.
Like, my boys were like, Dad, what is this? Hey, listen, he already has a full mouth of teeth.
How old is he?
He's 2.
2?
And he's not walking it. He's just like, he can spin and he can kick his feet and
but
stuff.
But he doesn't actually like walk.
Right. So it cost me a lot of money. So I had to put the game on hold to take care of what that looked like.
Right.
That was costing a lot of money every month. Like 3 times what I even paid for the house, you know.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So with that, I had to put the game on hold, put the closing line on hold, even though we've decided to start back up the closing line right now. So that'll probably be out in, I don't know, a couple months. But I'm partnering with a bigger company that's doing it, and you know, they know how to do it. So I'll be under them, and you know, I get a percentage of my work, and we go from there. So that's kind of what that looked like.
Okay, that was very.
That was
a lie. Yeah. It was a crazy ride. It was a crazy ride.
That was a rough ride.
So, so what keeps you motivated through all of this?
You know, so for the longest time it was my kids, right? Like, you know, I wanted to leave something for them to say, you know what, man, my dad did that, and then their kids could say, yo, granddad. Right. That's granddad stuff right there. You know? So that beautiful legacy, and then EAS was birthed, which is my non-profit organization that stands for Everyone Has a Story. And I saw the need for helping these youths develop their mindset, the way they think, you know, because I see so much of them turn to crime.
Right.
Yes.
You know, they see a lot of people showing the bag and they want to get the bag, and
Right.
you know, and so
Yep.
they make all these choices that are terrible choices.
Yeah.
All right.
And so I wanted to, you know, with my organization, help bring them knowledge in areas that school doesn't, you know, like how to think critical, understand financial literacy, how to be assertive, have self-confidence, you know, what communication look like, how you could be strategic with that, and then like the realness behind becoming an entrepreneur, because you have a lot of people that think they're entrepreneur, they're not entrepreneur.
Exactly.
It's just, you know, it's, you got to get into it and understand what that look like.
Yeah.
Business, the pros, the cons, the losses. Like someone could look at me and say, hey man, give me $100 grand, I'll bring you $1 million in a year. It don't work like that. Not never. So, you know, we try to help them to understand all that stuff and what that look like. So then now, for what drives me now is those kids, you know, helping them
Yes.
to get better.
Okay.
Because for me, I want to imagine a world where we don't have as much crime.
All right.
You know, even when the government is trying to bring the chaos and, you know, corrupt them with whatever it is, they know.
Yes.
They already
Yes.
have a stronger mind
Right.
that they know I don't need to do this because
All
that's
right.
going to bring chaos in
Right.
my world, you know. So
That's good.
that's what that is
That's
right
wonderful.
there.
I like it. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
So I see. I'm gonna just hold these books up because my next question is, with these books,
Yes.
how can they get them? Like
Yeah.
what platforms, and how can we get in contact with you?
So it's so easy. CornelBunting.com, and you go on there, you see all the books. The new website was just revamped and I love what it looks like. You see, so there's a kids corner that has the 4 kids book, and then there's the adult book that has the 4 adult book that's out. Leslie Plover, for you guys, there's going to be 2 book signing in July 18. We're doing a book signing at Honda of Fort Myers
Okay.
from 1 p.m. to 2:30, and then July 26th we're doing another book signing at Collaboratory Theater from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So Honda is on a Tuesday and Collaboratory is on a Wednesday evening. And just for you guys, because you guys are watching this, you'll know this, but we won't put it on the flyer. We had an organization that came in and bought 200 copies of these books, so we're giving these away. So
Wow.
you bring the kids, we sign, they get a signed copy. Not doing no personalized ones, it's just my signature, that's it, because it's 200 books.
Yes.
Right.
So you bring your kids, you get a copy of the book, because there's 200 that was bought to give out to the youths in the community. So that's what the boat event is going to be. We might do 50 at Honda and then do another 150 at Collaboratory. So
That's great.
all the kids, you got kids, you got friends with kids,
Yes.
bring them. They'll
Right.
get a copy of the book.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Like it. So I thought, well, it's a coincidence. My mom is usually the one that puts out my little
Yeah.
decor for the show.
Yeah.
And it just so happened she put out a golfer.
Oh my
and
goodness.
the first event that I went to of yours was the golf event.
Yeah.
In Naples.
Yes.
And that went really, really well.
Thank you.
So are you going to be doing another
Yes,
one of
they
those
already
events?
gave me another date. They already gave me the date for next year. It's May
Okay.
4th. We just haven't put nothing out on it yet, and then I'm trying to have a planning committee because we have all these people a part of the organization. I'm like, guys, you gotta make me want you guys without me telling you guys to do
Okay.
stuff.
All right.
So I don't have to hire like a coordinator or
Right.
someone to do the event. And so they gave me a date for May 4th next year. And you know the crazy thing, originally I didn't want to do a golf tournament because I was like, everyone is doing a golf tournament. I wanted to be creative with like what I knew from like what I learned in England, like polo.
Okay.
Right.
and do a polo event,
Right.
with a
Yeah.
horse. But then I
But
found out
They don't have.
They don't
we
have
don't.
that
It's not here. So the
No.
closest one I had was Wellington,
Yeah.
over on
Okay.
the other side. And when I called them, they had no dates.
Mm.
So the only thing that I had as an option was the golf, and so we did a inaugural one last year at a public course.
Mhm.
The amount of golfers that we were gonna get, they didn't want us to have that much golfers. They limit us on a lot of things, and so it went well. And people were like, "Well, you had a big turnout," but we wasn't really ready for that turnout because we had a lot of people came as well. And so it's like, let's not make that happen to us again. Like, let's go to a bigger course.
Okay.
So I had said, like, I would love to have it at Tiburon. And they're like, dude, that's like the #1 course in Naples. You can't just get on that. You're a new company. Like, again,
Okay.
someone telling you
No.
can't.
Yes.
So what I did, I planted a seed. I sent an email to the head guy over there, and they look into the organization. They're like, we like what you're doing for the youths. So we have this date available, and I jumped right on it. Took the date, and I called the team. I said, hey, we got Tiburon. Can we try to, make some money? We didn't do crazy with raising money. I think we raised a little over 15 grand.
Okay.
So, but we'll know better for
Next time.
next year,
Right.
because now we have more time because they know how to start planning from this year.
Yes.
We reach out to some of the bigger organizations like the Budweiser, the Heineken that could sponsor it, because a lot of them you have to message them a year out
Right.
for them to even sponsor an event like that. So, and we want to do it bigger where we actually have the whole 144 players.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, so because this year we had 115, I think, or something like that. So yeah,
Wow.
a lot of golfers. It was good. It was good. But yeah, we do competitions, and it's beautiful. Thing.
Listen, I was there for the cookies.
You was there for the.
When I tell you, those cookies were on. I've been trying to find those cookies.
You couldn't find
I
them.
couldn't find them, so I'm like, I don't know if they
made them there.
They make them there?
Yeah, the Tiburon team.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep. That bill was big,
What kind
people.
of cookies?
They were like Heath cookies. It was chocolate with caramel swirl. They were just good.
Wow.
And I've been trying to locate them, and I guess I can't because the Tiburon team made them. So I guess I have to go out there to the clubhouse and order a drink so I can get a cookie.
There you go. You know what? We might just do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Go down, have a drink, get some cookies
and chop it up.
I might have to get milk, people, because
Oh yeah.
I'll be rocking the milk with the cookie.
Well,
I'm that guy, milk and cookies.
okay.
Cookies and milk, however order it comes in, yeah.
Santa.
I was never a fan. Listen, this is what happened. Okay, I got to tell you guys. So, we did an event. Actually, it was here. It was at Clemente Park. The kids, they didn't tell the kids it was going to be a black Santa. These kids, they're so used to seeing white Santa, whatever. They ran across the street excited, everything was going to happen. In maybe 3.4 seconds, you see all the kids running back. Santa is black, he's not real. I'm like, yo. It was brutal. Santa felt so bad. Like, bruh, I got nothing. I don't know what to tell you. For me, I told my kids, my kids' mom was trying to make them think Santa was real, and they had the Scotty watch you, and every time they move Scotty somewhere, and be like, yes, Scotty
on
going.
the shelf.
Yeah. So they call him Scotty. So I told my kids, I'm like, listen, bro, what you see under that tree, it was never Santa. It was never was Santa. There was never one time Santa did none of that.
Okay.
Nope, never did. That's dad. That's dad bread right there. So you don't be talking about no Santa. So they were mad at me about that. Like, you can't just crush their spirit and tell him Santa is not real. And when I said it, there was this little white girl that was close by, so she heard the whole thing. She started crying. Like, Mom, you were lying to me the whole time. The lady got mad at me, saying I ruined Christmas for them. What are you talking about? I ruined Christmas for you. At some point they go, no. Like, who? Come on. I'm sorry. Your daughter is in this state, but I can't help. Little girl, Santa was not never written. And then she started crying again.
If you had anything to say to younger Cornel, what would it be?
What would I tell younger Cornel? Like, I knew, like, there was things that I did that, you know, I wish I could have did it another way. But for me, it was just be careful so you can make it here. You know, I'm like,
it was a part of the process.
It was a part of the process. So, you know, there's one of the things I know, like, I think I would tell myself, listen, there's different path to where you're heading. And it depends on which one you take.
Right.
Will determine the different challenges you go through.
Right. What's behind door number 1?
I know, right? Yeah. So for me, you know, the path I took brought me a lot of challenges, but it also put me in a space now where I can be very authentic with everything that I talk to people about. Like, even when I go give like one time I was hired to do a motivational speech to these guys, and they did not want me to involve God at all because I talk about God so much in the book. They're like, yeah, just don't talk about God because we don't know who you're going to offend and all these things. And so I didn't. But the way I presented it, I still had people come up to me at the end. I was like, man, I can tell you're a God-fearing man. Like, I really appreciate it, you know. And I'm like, hey, man, listen. He's real. For me anyway, because I've I've experienced things that I know that's my truth. You know, so I'm never trying to force my truth on anyone. You know, I just tell you
what's your truth,
what I've dealt with, and that's how I'm going. You know, so however you take that, that's on you. You know, so
have you ever done a TED Talk or?
Not yet. But I'm hoping to. I've had some emails that have came through about TED Talk, but I think it's people that's trying to have me hire them to train me the right way to present it to get on the TED Talk. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Because I also have John Maxwell team. They email me every week. Okay. They're like, can you please get on our team? Like, can you please get on our team? And so, there's a few times they almost got me. Like, you know, but I just felt like I'm probably going to be lost in that shadow because I know a lot of people that is licensed under John Maxwell that's not making money as a motivational speaker. So for me, I'm like, because I met motivational speaker that makes $200,000 every time they go speak. I only make $4,000. Yes. So I'm like, okay, how do I scale up? Right. You know, what I look like and what I'm doing, I'm gradually getting there, you know, like, so I'm trying to scale up on what I have now and, you know, how do I get to that next? Yes. So, like, you know.
Do you watch Les Brown or you follow
I do.
Yes.
So I have some emails from Les Brown too. Yeah. I've talked to Les Brown.
Oh, you have?
I've talked to Les Brown. I've talked to his daughter in the Clubhouse. So there's this girl that is close friends with Les Brown's daughter. And this girl is crazy about my work. So Les, when I talked to Les had put it in the hands of his daughter to connect with me. Okay. So that's kind of where that is right now. Like,
so can you elaborate? Because I heard about Clubhouse. I haven't used it yet, but can you elaborate to people that like our business owners are trying to be entrepreneurs how important Clubhouse can be?
Clubhouse is very important. I mean, I haven't been on there as much as I used to when I first discovered it. But I wanted a new agent. My agent, and this is the craziest thing, and so I get these jobs like in the UK from like an organization that pay me a certain amount of pounds to come in, talk to the kids, sign books, but they always have a budget that's not a huge budget. So I'm like, I'm understanding, I'll work with you guys. And they put me up, all that stuff in the hotel and all that. It's not crazy. It was like maybe 3,500 pounds. When I signed with the agent that I had at the time, they tripled my rate.
Wow.
It was terrible. And then contracts that I had already had signed, they wanted me to unsign them and have them have those people go through them to do the deal.
And that costs money. You break the contract.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, yo, I can't be breaking contracts, and so they didn't like that. And then, but we rock. I was liking what they were doing, and I was like, well, you guys show me what you can do, and I have no problem with you guys tripling my money. But then those company that was hiring me, they were like, we don't have that type of budget, because they wanted them to pay, I think it was £12,000 plus hotel and per diem.
And £12,000 in the U.S. would be how much?
About $14,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So, that got crazy, and so the relationship with me and them went south because I had a contract that I had signed a year. So I had signed like a 3-year deal with these people in Canada to do their Q&As for the film festivals.
Okay.
So the second year came around, and now, of course, I'm under this agreement with this agency. They're like, well, you can't do that. You can't go and do that. I'm like, what do you mean? I signed this thing with them. I got to do it. They're like, no. You got to cancel with them. Tell them they have to go through us. So I called them and I was like, hey, they're like, we don't have that type of money. We can't do that, and you already signed. So I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. So I went without them knowing that I went, and I still went and do the job to, meet my obligations. They found out and they got mad at me. They was like, they called me, they were yelling at me, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I feel like I work for you guys. This is how I feel. I literally feel like I'm working for you guys. I don't understand. I thought you guys work for me.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't think this is working out. And so we just decided to part ways. So I never had an agent after that. And I'd script my book, The Bellman, a drug dealer assistant. I had script a movie from that book, and I wanted to do the movie. So someone was telling me, just have your agent reach out to Netflix, because they were giving money to do movies.
Okay.
So I tried to be my own agent to represent myself. And I got so close, got through the Netflix, everything, and then they found out that I was the actual author. And the lady was so mad with me. She was like, you were violating everything. We don't deal directly with the artist. We have to deal with the representative of the artist, and that's how we do it. So they shut it. It was like a $4 million deal. But yeah, they shut it down, and so I was telling my friend I need to find an agent, and they're like, go on Clubhouse. Actually, it was, oh my goodness, she's Spanish. Everyone knows her too. Like, she's so popular here. She's like on the board of Hodges, or
I think I know who you're talking about, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's at Santiago's. I know she's gonna kill me when she sees this. But she said go on Clubhouse, and my friend, so the Kearns, I know the Kearns that owns all them restaurants downtown.
Okay.
And Mr. Kern, the dad, his wife Nicole, she was on Clubhouse. So because at the time when Clubhouse had came out, you had to be recommended.
Right.
Okay.
So she recommended me, and then they accepted me, and so I got in, and I got in these rooms, and I'm telling you, like, their Clubhouse was one of the big reasons Escaping the Darkness went #1, because you plug in your work, and people go and they go on there. Like, even followers, like a lot of the followers I have on IG, a lot of them came from Clubhouse. Because when I went on Clubhouse, I think I was at maybe 30 or 40,000 followers. And I have over 80,000 followers now. The biggest thing is Google. You get verified on Google, you're good.
Okay.
So when I got verified on Google, it started to make things easier. The trick with Instagram, you have to your name have to sync, and then you have to have a Google panel.
Yes.
If you have too many names and then your name is not synced, the one that they have you on, they won't verify.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, you could be as legit, because it's just you being legit. Like, it's saying like this is a real person.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a lot of hoops. It's a lot of hoops.
Yes.
So I have a Google panel. They had wrote a Wikita page on me, and then they were trying to write a Wikipedia page, but I'm like, I don't really want a Wikipedia page because it's going to put a number on me.
Yes. Yes.
And then people don't think
this is it.
I'm that guy, and I'm like,
no, you remember
bruh.
you want to be that guy. Early on, you were that guy.
No. I know, but like Lil Wayne said it perfectly the other day, because they put a number on Lil Wayne where it's crazy amount of millions. Lil Wayne said, I don't have that type of money. What they say I have, I don't have that.
Okay.
You know, I get it. The catalog is big and all these things, but let me get there. Don't say I have $100 million when I only have maybe $3 million in my account. And they do that for a lot of these guys, and they run with it.
Do you think it's more of like collectively everything that they might have as far as assets and everything else?
It is, because it's the net.
Yeah.
They talk on the net, but then if you're not making money on it, for me, I can't put value on it yet.
Okay.
Like, I put no value on none of my work, because I've written down what all my work is going to do.
Yes.
Like, you tell the universe, listen, this entity, I want it to make this much money. This entity, I want it to make, and this is how I do with all my entities.
Yes.
The books, the speaking, the movies, the brand, the clothes, whatever, the video game. That's how I mark them.
Okay.
So with that, I think with people watching that movie they just put out for TLC.
Yeah.
It helped people understand, like, it's not necessarily what you see is really happening.
Yes.
They were getting paid like peanuts. I don't think they were paying them. They were just
they weren't getting
taking
paid.
their money and gifting them with certain things. Like, here's a car. That's a RAV4.
Right.
I've seen that. I saw.
So, and they broke it down. I think they were at the Grammys and they really broke it down at the
Grammys. Won a bunch of Grammys.
Was the manager Pebbles or something?
Yeah.
So now because people believe that stuff, and then people call you.
Right.
People message you. I get people message me in my inbox a lot of time for help on these things. I'm like, bro, I got my own situation that I got to address right now.
It's a lot of rappers were talking about that, though. You know, they go and get their chain and all these clothes and stuff like that, and they really don't have the money to cover it. They're just fronting.
That's why Young Buck got kicked out by 50, because
I heard it.
He got $1 million, went and bought a Bentley and a house. Money's done. Forgot that he got to pay IRS. Because they get 34%.
Right.
Yes.
He didn't have that money to give them. 50 had to come back and pay that money to the IRS. And then now they were going on tours, and I think they were getting like $250,000 a show or whatever. He would spend most of his money because he was flossing.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, it's about that. Like, there's guys that are not used to money that they're about that. Like, they want to, and girls, because you have these girls that they're crazy about that stuff. And the guys that are doing all this extra stuff, they don't really have no money, but they see that's what pull the girls.
Groupies.
Yeah. So for a lot of these guys that is learning the hard way, because IRS is different. And and I know people might come at me now when I say this right now, but I can never be mad at Trump when they throw Trump out there and say he don't pay tax. there's loopholes.
There's all kind of loopholes.
There is so many loopholes.
There's all kinds of loopholes.
And I was learning this the other day. Someone tell me, like, dude, you don't even have to charge these companies when you go do anything. Just have them write you a letter saying you donate this much service.
That's all you have to do.
And you use that to balance, to offset your tax.
Taxes, yeah.
So
that's why a lot of people do donations
Right.
and this and that, because
Yeah.
they're basically
Tax
doing a
Oh,
tax
yeah.
write-off. So they're showing zero.
Right. So the big millionaires,
And
they
you
don't
can-
have to pay tax.
You can take your money that you have and put it into another account like your IRA.
Oh yeah.
And that's a tax write-off.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's so many. It's just that we don't know it. And when you don't educate yourself on it, then and then we get mad, and they get mad for something they have no idea about,
No
and the media run with it.
Yeah.
Because, and I tell people, I said, listen, you got to understand why they're trying to not have Donald Trump go back in as president. He went in, he saw all the stuff that he can get away with, and he do it.
Okay.
He do it, and people get mad seeing him doing it, and they say, yo, why is? But he's showing us, like, yo, there's a lot of people doing this that you guys don't know.
Not only that, he's educating us too.
Oh yeah, he's educating us, but we not seeing that. We think, because the media say he's racist,
he's a crook and
all these things.
He's getting away, but
we run with
he's been getting away with it for years.
Oh yeah,
because he knows the loophole.
Right, and he said that. He said, this is why they're mad. They're like, why would you come in, see all of what we do, and then go back out there to tell the people,
okay,
you're bad for business. Now we got to tarnish your name. Now we got to try to arrest you. All these different things. Like, they're trying to pull him on all this stuff right now that Hillary did, Bill did, but what they gonna do?
Okay.
Who gonna do nothing on it? Like, everyone be like, well, the worst thing Bill ever did was Monica Lewinsky, and then everyone know all that story or whatever.
Goodness.
But when you go to Haiti, there is organization in Haiti that the Clinton Foundation was supposed to be helping, that they never got those money.
I heard
and
about
all
that.
those $100 million dollars that was to help Haiti stayed with the Clintons. But they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's when you don't know how these people are criminals. That's why the organizations out there that are really doing it, that are really doing work, is struggling to get money because there's so many crooks.
So not to get into messy
yes,
politics.
we don't get into that stuff.
Politics. Do you have any final words for Bella Talk?
So I would tell all you guys out there that listen to Bella Talk, watch Bella Talk. Listen, be yourself. Stop watching what's trending.
Yes.
Don't complicate things. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. If you're in some type of mess right now, understand, after the storm there's always the calm. Like, the calm is coming. So whatever this is, you're gonna get through it. So, but you're going through it for a reason. There's details in that you need to be paying attention to, so you can actually learn to be your better you. Whenever you're going through challenges, you're going through challenges to develop the better you. That's going to walk into that purpose that you're supposed to be walking in.
I don't have anything else to say. Those were good final words. Those were really good final words.
Drop the mic, people.
Drop the mic. Mic drop. So
that was
no wonder you right, but you have a very, we could do this all day, but we have to wrap it up.
Oh, definitely.
So,
definitely.
Yeah, I appreciate it. This was a really good show. I appreciate you being on the show.
Listen, this was my pleasure coming on the show. You're a rock star.
I appreciate
Greatness in the making right here, people. You guys have no idea. Go listen to the podcast.
Yes, I was on his podcast yesterday, so
yes. Listen, you can go every podcast platform you can think of. Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, any podcast platform. You type in Stories to Create podcast, you'll see my shows. And Coco is our latest show that came out today. And I'm telling you, it's a banger, people. The curls, the Jerry curls, rocking the Jerry curls. Oh my goodness.
I don't know why you chose that as a title, but I'm just gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have that.
I'm telling you,
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
excited. I'm excited about. I'm gonna listen to that again tonight.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I am going to have his information on the bottom of the screen. So if you want to reach out to him and how to get in contact with him and also get any one of his books,
Yes.
please, please, please support.
Yes.
I'm also going to have the links to the podcast. Go listen, go support that, go subscribe.
Yes.
But we're going to end the show here. I am Kay Bella. This is Cornel Bunting, and this is Bella Talk.